Welcome to Division Rivals. I'm Kenny Weber.
I am Dwayne Murphy Jr.
I'm Gabe Cohon.
I'm Lucas Sistro.
And we're back, motherfuckers. It's the beginning of the 2022-2023 season. Training camps are happening. We're getting back together for the first time in a couple of months, I would say.
Yeah.
And so we got this little warm-up or this like preseason preview thing going on. And then I'm actually out of town. Me and Lucas are both out of town for a week, so we won't have an episode next week. But when we come back around the 15th,
it will be preseason, so it'll be time.
Preseason will be going, and then we'll be here every single week. The goal is hit every single week through the Super Bowl. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be if we pull it off and we get an episode every single week, I'll be extremely proud. So it's not an easy thing, but.
Big Proud Boy podcast right here.
Yeah, with two Jews on the end. Hell yeah, dude.
Since
and two black guys.
Yeah, I know. Lucas tried to make himself the biggest minority.
I'm so oppressed.
But since our last podcast, I feel that's the last one was when we really figured out our formula. I feel like how we're gonna do this, and now we get to start the new season. We've had our fantasy draft. For the dynasty league that we all play in. That was all kicked off by a terrible trade in our league before the draft where one of the guys, the most trade-happy guys in the league, he went after a guy it's only his second season ever playing fantasy, and he was bothering him and really just took Jamar Chase from him by badgering him until he just was I guess he was out doing something with his girlfriend, and he literally responded, "If I do this trade, will you stop talking to me?"
I know. Yeah, that's why I trade with him all the time. I just give him stuff now.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. What did? Yeah. Speaking. So with the same player that we're talking about, his name's King. I'll at least use his name.
Yeah.
So King, why did you give up?
Oh man, he cares so much for one. Also, no, I really feel like there's gonna be some diminishing returns on Lamar Jackson. I know you have him now, Gabe, but I feel
got Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. I'm feeling relatively confident.
But
in a two QB, we played a 2 QB dynasty league.
Yeah. Let's give him a little context. What was that first trade, Kenny? That first one that set off a series of trade rates for him.
Jamar Chase for garbage.
Garbage.
Yeah, I'm trying to scroll way back and find this trade. I had a really good trade, to be honest with you. You guys.
All right.
Also, I think why not trade? You know what I'm saying? I'm open for business.
That's what fantasy is all about. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
especially in the dynasty league. I just feel like it's so easy to sit on your team and your players and just let your team you sit on players for 2 seasons, all of a sudden they've aged out. You know what I mean? And then you don't have spots, and you can't really.
Are
draft
you
that
Lockheed
well,
Martin?
Huh?
You Lockheed Martin? A big military guy? Because you're tanking.
Yeah.
Oh.
What do you
Bam,
mean?
baby.
You got to trust the process, Gabe. All right. You know what I mean? I got multiple picks, a lot of capital. I got a lot of capital. You want to talk about some? You want to talk about some picks, bro? I got some capital.
I'm not about the future. I'm about present.
Just saying. You know what I mean?
Funny that Gabe said that he's the most recent victim of trade rape. He gave up A.J. Brown for a second-round pick, and who was the other? Who you got?
Terry McLaurin, plus I got Rashad Bateman.
No, yeah, but who did you get in
It was
return?
Rashad Bateman.
Rashad
AJ
Bateman.
Brown, and I got the second-round pick. It was A.J. Brown. I gave up for Rashad Bateman in a second. I think that's a pretty fair trade.
Let's be real. Rashad Bateman hasn't done shit.
Yeah, because he
had the core injury.
Yeah, but even before that, was he something?
He's very good.
Isn't he? This is going to be his third season.
Second season with the
Second
Ravens.
season on the Ravens. It's it's a bet. You're betting that he's gonna come back and be the number one guy. I get it, but you only got a second in return for next year.
Well, I got Rashad Bateman and a second.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
only
saying.
thing that scares me about Rashad Bateman is that he's supposed to be the number one, but he was a great compliment to Hollywood Brown, and now that Hollywood Brown's gone,
Hollywood Brown is bad at football. As a
This is crazy, man. This has come from a Cardinals fan.
Yeah. And I despise the trade you made because A.J. Brown got traded literally 15 seconds later for a far better package.
You think? Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, bro, that money needed to go to Christian Kirk. All right.
Okay. Objectively, did not.
Yeah, but I see. Here's something I do notice is Gabe is Like, I feel like any player would go to the Cardinals and Gabe would be like, they're only going there because they suck now. Like, you were very negative on the Cardinals.
Yeah, 100%. Lower your expectations. So if they supersede them in any way, you're like, dude, what can I say? I'm happy now.
I'm very curious to get your take on the Kyler Murray drama because
you have to pay Kyler. Sorry, he's the #1 quarterback, franchise guy, best quarterback we've ever had in the building. You have to pay him.
Did you feel some type of way about the study clause, like the independent clause?
Yeah, look, dude, I went to ASU. Like, I know what it's like living in Arizona, and you don't have to study a lot, and you can be fine there. It doesn't. It's not huge.
No, yeah.
Now, do you say that because you're surrounded by like people that are stupider in Arizona, or just because like?
Don't disparage my home state.
No, I'm saying, is that what it's like?
Totally, yeah, 100%.
Okay,
but don't disparage it, okay?
I do like that Lucas used stupider. Really solidify that he's smarter than Arizonians. Yeah. Okay, so back to this.
Have you been to Arizona? I'm sorry. We need a.
We went to Arizona together.
We
Lucas.
did, right?
So
didn't you get kind of a meathead vibe out there?
Yeah, of course. But I live in Huntington Beach. Meathead vibe all day. So this trade in our league, So I'm having a lot of more fun this season with the league.
Yeah,
it's so much more fun than the startup.
That's why you gotta have the trades, man.
Well, Oh no, the trades definitely. I'm not saying don't have the trades. I'm saying I just don't want to be caught up in the bad trades. And so we'll kick off. We're gonna go over a bunch of trades, like the bunch of the trades that have happened and stuff. Again, we'll go over some real NFL stuff in this podcast, but think about it. We're just at the beginning of training camps. Nothing's really happened. I was reading through a few of these NFL.com things, and there's no real. It's all just like smoke and mirror news, like that preseason bullshit.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely get there. But these trades are so interesting to me. This dynasty has been so much fun. I've been trying to get you guys to do IDP so hard that I just decided to set up another league. So I'm doing another league that I have half full. That's going to be everything I want. It's going to start with what I want, and then we'll vote from there.
But this league was what you wanted.
except I didn't do I did everything except for IDP to you guys. And I should have just been harder on that and taken a little longer to fill the league last year.
Yeah.
Because I'm unequivocally guaranteeing you guys it's so much more fun than doing team defense. But I mean, I've lobbied like a fucking United States lobby, like somebody that's working for the government to try to get you guys to do it.
Hey, we're simple. We're Arizonans. All right, we're simple.
He lobbied more than Pfizer, dude.
He's like, we're stupider. We're stupider. But okay, the first trade that kicked this all off was 2 months ago, and King traded our friend, one of my roommates, Xavier, who's in the league as well. And the trade was King received Mark Andrews, Jamar Chase, and a second-round pick. That's all he got for Devontae Adams, Uzma from the tight end from the Jets that was on the Bengals last year.
Yeah,
and the Niners defense. This is such a bad trade.
Well, King, he's a trade bully, and that's a real thing. He comes in and he goes, "Hey, I'm giving you the best thing smoking on the planet. You need to take this right now. I'm losing. No matter what, I'm losing this deal." And then you'll be like, "Well, let me negotiate." And he's like, I don't think that you got anything worse than me. And I'm just, so it's very hard to work with somebody
I don't want to say he's a great gaslighter, but he tries really hard to gaslight because he hit me up for a trade. And I'm just like, bro, like you just trade raped the shit out of Gabe, and he's like, oh, me? No, man. Like I almost didn't do the trade because I care so much about next year's picks. I'm like, oh yeah,
I trade everything.
I'll give you a first next year. He's like, oh no, this is AJ Brown we're talking about.
I trade everything to him. I do because I feel like all those players are subject to injury. So whatever.
Oh yeah, any player subject to injury. So going back to this trade, right?
Yeah.
We got a slight upgrade at receiver, right? Because Devontae Adams,
I mean, I get that depends on, I guess, individual Devontae Adams versus Jamar Chase. Who's better?
That's a push, if you ask me.
In a dynasty league, you want Jamar Chase, but it's not as though Devontae Adams. How long's he been in the league?
This will be his 7th season, I think.
Otherwise known as his 9th concussion.
He's had a few concussions. But he's got the big contract, which usually gives you what? You get a solid, like, depending on your work ethic, you get like a year, maybe 2 good years after the contract. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So he's getting Devontae Adams for this year, next year, and maybe maybe another year, and then
Right.
Jamar Chase has got most likely without injury like 7 or 8 years in front of him. So Jamar Chase in a dynasty league way better.
For sure.
Uzama, that way worse tight end than Mark Andrews.
Oh, for sure. Just started popping off too. Like has the potential to be good, but not as good as Mark Andrews.
He's gonna be the number one on the Jets though. So I mean,
Yeah, but the number one on a
32nd
on
in
the
the
Jets.
league.
Yeah.
Yeah, their offense is not is a little stagnant.
you don't believe in Zach Wilson? You don't believe in Zach Wilson?
It's
I
not that I
like
don't-
him.
it's
I
not-
like.
They put together a nice.
I
nice
think in the
Yeah.
NFL,
Oh, he fucks moms. I believe in his.
Mom's friends.
Oh
bro.
man.
You mean a woman watched me grow up and then he still wanted my
Hey,
dick?
bro.
Like that's
That's
next
nuts.
level game right there.
and then he also received the 49ers defense,
Yeah.
which is like that's nothing.
What do you mean? Nick Bosa's about to get paid. All right, their defense is still very strong. They still got
Well, but it's not
They
a.
got a good safety, a couple good safeties. Yeah, they got.
Fred. Is Fred Warner
Jimmy
still on
Ward.
that defense? Yeah, Jimmy Warren.
Yeah, they've got pieces at every level, which is
This-
cool. But
This is the only trade that happened where I can't even rework this into a trade that makes sense to me. Like if you did Jamar Chase for all three of those things,
Yeah,
it would make sense.
I think
Like,
that first round pick is the real. That's the real value in the trade that shouldn't have been that.
was it a second or a first? I thought it was a second.
no,
It
was a first round pick.
Oh,
yeah,
and
it
the
was
first.
So that's really where you got me because the picks really become they become good currency as you move on through the years
All
and
right,
stuff like
Sam
that. But
Hinkie, calm down.
I'm just saying, bro. Hey, look, I got take a couple if you need to come back a little bit and fill out your roster. Your boy is open for business.
Yeah,
all right?
let me know how Ben
Then
Simmons works
okay, so
out.
Just saying,
Then our
man.
then our next trade was actually Dwayne traded away, Dwayne traded away a 2023 first rounder and Miles Sanders for a first round pick in this draft.
Yeah.
Which I don't think that's a terrible. I don't think that's a terrible trade. You needed to rebuild something for
I
this
was
year.
Right.
Looking to move up.
Wait, who did you use that pick to get?
I used that pick to get. Who did I use it? Garrett Wilson.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
solid receiver going to a team where like don't have a true number one right now. If Michael Thomas doesn't come back fully, right? He went to the Saints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about
Okay.
Jarvis, too.
Okay,
Jarvis, yeah.
Then guess what? King was involved in another trade, where he traded a first round pick, or he received a first round pick for Daniel Jones.
Yeah, that's the one that really I don't
That
know
was crazy.
how that one happened. You know what I'm saying?
I think you guys way overvalue first-round picks. My God.
yeah. For Daniel,
Well-
but for Daniel Jones though.
He's a
But you know that
QB.
ended up being the 101.
Yeah, the very first pick of the draft.
It ended up being the
Yeah.
the 101
So
pick.
Brees Hall, like who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Michael Carter performed pretty well last year for the Jets. Like I don't know. Who cares?
I don't
Daniel
think it's
Jones
the
is gonna
worst.
put up
The Jets-
points.
I think
Jets
I think it depends who you took with it because Brees Hall is arguably not the best pick.
Right. But
Wow.
I mean he was projected the number one. Don't tell the Jets that because they believe that they have changed their franchise over.
Oh,
They,
sure.
they have a
Yeah.
lot of skill guys.
Yeah.
Like the Jets definitely are putting together a good wideout room, good skill
Mm-hmm.
position group for sure.
And then you actually traded away that pick that you had already gotten from King. You traded it back to him.
No, that traded. He traded it to. Where was that one? I got. No.
Yeah. You received that pick, and then you turned around and traded it.
Yeah, back to
What
traded
happened to
it
the
back.
process,
You,
Dwayne?
you traded it back to him, and
Yeah.
and you got you moved up in our draft this
I
year
did. Yes.
and you traded away the basically Trey Lance. Who did you pick with this pick? That was the guy that you were just talking about.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson. Yes.
Garrett Wilson. So you
Yeah.
gave away Trey Lance and Miles Sanders basically for Garrett Wilson.
Yes.
That's what happened.
Damn, did you really want Garrett Wilson that bad?
Yeah, I did until I flipped him. Until I flipped him.
I told us there is no process here.
All right.
You are the Orlando Magic of this league.
Now,
Sorry,
I
rude.
prefer Oklahoma City Thunder with like 18 picks, and then hey, Call your boy. All right, that's what I'm saying.
So then I got in on the mix with Dwayne. This is what so this was actually happening during the draft as well.
Sure.
This was what happened was I looked at my team and I looked at my draft and I realized I had 2 more picks that were in the second round, so I wasn't going to get I wasn't going to get necessarily who I wanted. And I didn't really want to drop 2 people at the time. Like, I wasn't like, oh, I want to get these 2 people. I'm going to take a flyer on, basically, and then drop people. So that's when I was like, you would actually – did you submit a trade to me for Cordell? For Cordell? And then I countered with this. Do you remember? I think that's what happened.
Yes, because –
So then when you showed interest in Cordell Patterson, I was like, I think I can get your first-round pick if I give you both of my second-round pick. I was like, you want more capital – and I just want I wanted that quality pick.
Yes, I did.
And so
there you go.
And so I traded away 2 second-round picks and Cordell Patterson for your first-round pick. And I don't even. And at this point, I don't even remember who I picked. I think I don't because I think I picked Kenny Pickett with my.
Yeah, you took that. You took Kenny Pickett with your first-round
with
pick.
my first pick. I'd have to look and see who I picked with that.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense because Dwayne hit me up about who I ended up taking, who was the backup running back now. He was
Algier. I hit you up about him.
Algier. Yeah, so you want to own the Falcons' backfield? Okay.
Well, I was looking for. Yeah, I was definitely looking for a handcuff when you snagged them. So I was like, okay, well, let me see if I, you know what I mean. And I had some capital. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Which is
well, we'll talk. We'll talk after this pod. Yeah. Business is. Hey, you think a Jew stops doing business? Come on, man.
Business is booming, baby. You know what I'm saying? Gabe, get in on this, man. What are you looking at? What are you looking to switch up? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. You know what I mean? Anybody? What's up?
And then King was able to flip Taysom Hill and Darrell Henderson for a fucking first-round pick. Some of this stuff, I mean, I process all of it, and I'm looking at it at the time.
Yeah.
But it's happening so fast. That draft is so much fun because it's just like going on in the background of your life for like a week.
Yeah.
And so like I didn't even process in my head that I wonder what player he got in that spot.
So he gave up Darrell Henderson
and Taysom Hill
and
took and got a first-round pick.
Wow. Okay. You know what? I think that's the first trade where he might have lost out on because Darrell Henderson, even though he might be losing his job, at the moment he's still the starter.
I also think some people in the league just let it fly. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? like myself. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it's about rolling the dice. You know what I mean? And then just seeing what comes back to you.
Man, you and him, I didn't realize how many trades you and King went through.
Yeah.
Because then you traded away 2 picks, 2 second-round picks, your own and one that I gave you, and got back, what is that? Who's
got Damian Williams, Arizona,
and Trey Sermon.
And Trey Sermon, yes. Because at that point I think I had I didn't have any backup. I had Cordero. And then my starting running backs, but then I had nothing on my bench for anything for long term. You know what I'm saying? So I just needed depth at the running back position.
And then our waivers were interesting. Gabe, I think, got probably the best person on waivers, which is Gus Edwards.
Yeah,
like I couldn't believe who dropped him.
Gus Edwards never got. I don't think Gus Edwards was on anybody's.
Well, he's not projected to start. He's projected to be a backup
to J.K. Dobbins.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was because it must have been because he got hurt. He had his ACL torn, and he must have never got picked up because people knew he was going to be out like a year, and then he was just that's crazy because I would have put him on at the end of the year last year and just stashed him.
I mean, dude, someone dropped Deshaun Watson. I picked him up.
That's true. That's true. This last year, though, nobody wanted him.
Yeah.
I got, and then I got your guys' tight end, that Giants new tight end, Bellinger.
Yeah,
Bellinger. Yeah, that's. I mean, as of now, he's a starter.
Yeah,
there's no one else who's really competing for that.
That was my I was thinking of if I was going to be in the second round, that's what I was going to do. If I was going to stay in the second round, I was going to go for one of the tight ends, one of the.
Yeah.
There's another one that was projected higher than him before, but then what I was reading from the mini camps and shit was that he was doing good. So I was like, hell yeah. I saw that you put a claim in for him too.
I was like, man, I wanted him. I just should have drafted him, to be honest, man. And I see you drop Josh Gordon, which you're not. You know, if anybody wants to play, I like playing Josh Gordon roulette. Does anybody else?
I know, of course. Yeah, you never know when he's gonna come back, not smoke weed, and just.
You just never know.
Oh man.
And then so that was my thing. Is it is Josh Gordon roulette, and I would rather I got to be smarter than like just keep him on there because I'm like, well, what if he comes back and has some big thing?
Well, what team is he on?
Well, pretty soon. Pretty soon.
Kansas City.
But pretty soon he's going to have been in the league for like 10 years.
But remember that one game in Cleveland, he was dynamic, man. All right, you know what I'm saying? You just need it one time.
So many mouths to feed there.
They let you smoke weed now in the league. You know what I'm saying?
What I'm the most proud of though is my trade with Troy Douglas, because he hit me up with a trade that he wanted. He wanted Derek Carr. Yeah. I know he's a Raider. Sure. I know he's a Raiders fan. He wants Derek Carr, and he didn't want to give me anything interesting. I wish I had the first offer up here, and I was able to. So I gave him Derek Carr, DK Metcalf, and Devin Singletary. And this is like our third counter.
That's a blockbuster trade.
And this is that's our third counter. So I gave him Derek Carr, DK Metcalf, Devin Singletary. I received Marcus Mariota, Elijah Mitchell, Riddler, the rookie quarterback. And then I got a 2023 first round, second round, and a 2024 first round.
Oh, you're investing heavily in the future then.
Well, I'm trying to do both at the same time. Here's my thing is Derek Carr is he had like his I believe
it was his second best season because he had the one season where he broke his leg, but was probably MVP favorite when that happened, and then they got bounced in the second round.
So he had his second best season of all. I don't think he's going to be terrible, but I don't think he's going to that it's just like that. I don't think that he's just going up from there. And then DK Metcalf, who barely has a quarterback right now, and will still put up numbers and it still should be a good receiver, but not top form Russell Wilson with top form DK Metcalf. And then last year Devin Singletary really was one of the players that just shit the bed for me all year long.
Yeah, he was.
And was very
he's
disappointing.
Stuck in his timeshare.
So
yeah,
I think he's going to be better this year. But it's one of those. You ever just have players where you're like, I'm happy to wash my hands of him and not have to be in that like stressful situation. Especially considering he was, I think, my second round pick in the dynasty startup draft. It was like it's an upsetting situation for me all around with him. So I was just glad. But I got for the future. I also secured Atlanta's quarterbacks for at least this year. And he's the one that wanted Devin Singletary, and so I was like, well, give me a arguably worse running back.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That has a high upside.
I think most of the players you traded away, it was smart too, because James Cook is most likely going to win the job.
Yeah,
and if not, he's going to get a lot of touches. I mean, he can catch out the backfield. He's going to be on the field a lot, which is only going to take away from Devin Singletary. And then you still got Zach Moss, who's still going to get touches.
Yeah.
And then you got, Derek Carr, he's going to go off this year. First year back with, Devontae, dude, he's going to go off. He might have like 2 more good seasons, and we'll see if I think Josh McDaniels is an upgrade over, Mr. I don't even remember his name anymore. The guy who went off, calling people. No, not even Bisaccio, because it's technically Gruden's offense, right? Gruden's an offensive guy.
Well, Y2 Banana, if you want to talk about
Y2 Banana.
That's the most he knows about offense, man.
Yeah.
But Josh McDaniel is way better with X's and O's and things like that. But
hopefully we'll
first
see.
year in the system, though, that's the only thing.
Yeah. There's always a learning curve, but anytime you just get that kind of a weapon, dude, you're gonna go off. Yeah.
That's a whole playbook. Just throw to him. That's a play right there.
So then we had Gabe. We talked about this trade a little bit, but just officially, Gabe traded away A.J. Brown for Rashad Bateman and a 2023 second-round pick. I don't find this to be a terrible
It's not. It's
trade.
It's a fine trade. It's equitable value, guys.
I think it depends who you ask. Some people are going to love the trade. Some people are going to hate it.
A.J. Brown is also not a slam dunk fantasy wide receiver.
He was hurt for first half of last year.
But this is just my take on it. Sure. When I saw it come through, is I thought that you used the name to get somebody who's going to put up some production. Bateman's going to put up some production, and you have a future. That's what I think.
As far as upside in production, I'm more confident I'm more confident in AJ Brown than Rashawn Bateman as far as like talent and stuff like that. But I don't really like Jalen Hurts. You know what I'm saying? I think they both are going to have some quarterback struggles. But Jalen Hurts is worse if you got to choose between the two.
We're always
for sure.
We're always kind of like going on some of these things while we're doing preseason. If we can remember this one, we need to start to maybe build a Google Doc with like our takes.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'd love to have a Google Doc that's like, who do you think finishes with more fantasy points, Bateman or AJ Brown?
Yeah.
This year, because and then at the end of the year, us do an episode maybe like a couple weeks after the Super Bowl when we're like looking for topics and stuff. We do an episode that's like, oh, look at these were who was right, who was wrong.
I was wrong. Yeah,
because I just don't believe in AJ Brown that much as far as a fantasy wide receiver. Not necessarily. I mean, on the field he gets that respect because on any given play, he's that type of guy.
But who's getting him the ball?
No. Additionally, on that trade, they still have Devontae Smith, who was excellent as a rookie. So you have AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. Targets are diversified in that offense, right? You're not solely throwing to AJ Brown every single play. Like Devontae Smith is more than competent as a wideout one.
Yeah, you got Dallas Goedert too, who gets like a good amount of touches. I think he finished the year as like the number one.
Plus, they're a running offense. Like that is what revolutionized the Eagles' season.
Yeah, but Jalen Hurts is not the. I'm just like I don't see it. You know what I mean? Like I
agree. I don't think it's the long-term solution at quarterback, but he is this year.
Yeah, well, he's this year's solution for sure.
Which is strange that they're not going all in, but it was like a big trade to trade for AJ Brown.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. They gave up less than a little bit more than what the Cardinals gave up.
Money-wise
is what they gave up.
Brown.
Money-wise.
So
you
funny.
don't like Hollywood? Come
He won't
on,
even
man.
call. He won't even call him by his proper name, Hollywood Brown.
No.
I think most. Yeah, I
Put
think
some
most.
respect on that man's name.
Hell
all right?
no. He doesn't deserve it.
At least he's more of a home run hitter. You throw a streak to both of them,
Oh, boy. Yeah, home run hitters, because that happens once every 16 at-bats.
Kyler is more familiar with baseball as well, so he might be able to. Maybe if that's how he studies, if we're just more relatable to him, that he'll understand.
Yeah, I mean, look,
he's like, yo, Marquise, go to third base.
And then he's
the
like,
study clause is wild, dude. And it's
Well, they
weird
took it
because they
out.
rescinded it.
They
Yeah.
took it. Well, there was just a lot. I think there was a lot of backlash, and I honestly, this is one time where I think if it was a white quarterback, it wouldn't have been as big of a deal.
Right.
I think it was I think it's the age old the thing of the black quarterback. Athleticism and blah, blah,
some people
blah.
tried to make it about that. Patrick Mahomes said something about that, but like the biggest thing was that it was not in any clause it's never been in any contract ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like because we guys are not, but black, white, whatever. You're professionals. You know what I mean? So
that's like almost like that's like putting in the contract like, oh, you have to lift weights.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like that's why it was so weird to people. You know what I mean? It's like why would that not just be understood? You know?
Are the rumors true though that he doesn't really study, doesn't feel like he has to study?
Well, he did.
I talk to him all the time. K1 and I are real close.
K1.
The dude be slipping. Yeah.
Well, when that article came out, if you look at you can look at the timeline of things, right? Arizona was on an 11-game win streak. He did that article.
Well, then really what it was is then DeAndre Hopkins got hurt.
DeAndre Hopkins did get hurt, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then our season completely.
Right, but I mean, they're trying. I think everyone's trying to like conflate all the issues, right? He had the bad game in the playoffs, and then he was.
Yeah, I mean, he got hurt in that Packers game too.
Yeah,
right? And then he had Colt McCoy for 3 games.
Yeah, because when he played on a bum ankle, he was playing on a bum ankle, right?
Yeah.
You know what though? All in all, like they're on the up and up, right?
No.
Arizona?
No.
They finally have a number 2. Christian Kirk was like, he was talented enough to be a number 2, but he wasn't consistent enough to be a number 2. Hollywood Brown
got paid to almost be a number 1.
I don't even want to call it a theory. It's just facts. The Jaguars know they're not going to win, so they're like, let's just put on a fucking show, dude. We got a guy who can fucking, hit home runs every now and then. Fuck it. Let's throw the money in there.
I would agree with you, but then why did they pay Evan Ingram, who is like...
because of the potential. Dog, we're talking about a team that has a jacuzzi in their stadium. This is all a show. This is like, hey, our team sucks. Come do spring break with us. Fuck it. You know?
Shaq Khan don't really care. He's trying to get a new stadium built.
I mean, I guess people. I was about to say people do actually probably spend some spring break in Jacksonville, right? Okay, we have a couple more trades. This is the one. This, like I said, I am thoroughly confused by this, which I did say I said immediately after processing the trade. Dwayne gave up Lamar Jackson and Greg Wilson? Was that
Garrett Wilson?
Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
Wide receiver from the New York Jets.
And if you guys recall, Dwayne traded 2 first-round picks to trade up to get Garrett Wilson.
He gave up the farm for his ass. Yeah.
So he basically gave away 2 first-round picks in our current draft that we just had, and Lamar Jackson for. Then this is me breaking it down in the way I'm looking at it for Ryan Tannehill, who probably won't be in the NFL in 3 years.
I would say in 2. I mean,
but I'm trying to be generous.
He has one more year as a starter.
Davis Mills, who probably won't be a starting quarterback after this current season.
I like Davis Mills.
The jury's still out on
Davis Mills has got potential.
He's got a better chance than Tannehill.
Yeah,
he's like, hey, one of the two might be a starter.
What's the first name of this wide receiver from Houston?
Nico Collins.
Nico Collins, who I don't even know who it is. I'm not saying that doesn't mean much. That's just somebody.
He's Davis Mills' #1 target. All right.
He wanted the stack. Yeah,
get the package. Though, Davis Mills was more attractive
when we were. I think probably when all of us were in middle school or high school, there was a saying that we're not allowed to say anymore, but I'm going to say it on the podcast. That's like being the smartest kid with Down syndrome.
Right.
That's what Nico Collins.
Don't sleep on Davis Mills, man. He was a fantasy
I thought you were gonna say
darling last year. Okay.
I thought you were going to say don't sleep on Down syndrome.
Don't sleep on Down syndrome either. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of physical strength that comes with those children.
I apologize if we have a Down syndrome community that listens to the podcast. I'm sorry I failed you in this moment. My bad. But and then you also received a second round pick for our next draft.
2 of
and
them.
So, 2. My bad. 2 second round picks. So, I would say to me the trade that is exactly what I said. It includes no first round picks and no premier players for Lamar Jackson, who I honestly kind of agree with you as far as the long term value of Lamar Jackson, but this year. He's probably going to be great.
I do disagree because I had Lamar Jackson all of last season,
and he got hurt.
He's frustrated.
Yes,
You're frustrated.
Missed 4 games.
I mean, he was very. It was very frustrating to have Lamar Jackson. I do know that he got hurt and everything, but then they also took away weapons, like you said. You know what I mean? Rashad Bateman coming back still. Like I said, don't know. That's why it's like. Thing, and so I felt like it was better to move off of Lamar Jackson at this stage as opposed to hanging on to him for a year.
They were missing their RB1 and RB2 for the entire season, right? And they're a run-heavy team.
Yeah.
They still ran a lot. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't they draft a tackle in the first round?
And they drafted Tyler Linderbaum, a center. They drafted a center.
Okay. So so they're investing in running the ball and giving him some time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, not that he lacked time because he's Lamar Jackson. He creates time in the pocket.
Yeah,
time to throw.
I was worried about I was worried about the yield that I could get from him point wise, and I thought that if I had more quarterbacks, you know what I mean, in a league where we can play 2, and then so it's like play 2, have more available.
So you have more lottery tickets.
I don't even hate the thought process, right? I don't hate the
and then of course them picks means I'm open for business. All right, you know what I'm saying? You need some picks, Kenny. All right, don't you? You know what I'm saying? Talk to your boy.
I've traded.
I
got all mine from Troy Douglas.
Think about it.
Here's what this trade to me to be a good trade, you should have received at least one premier player, at least one, or the picks should have both been for these players. The picks should have both been first round picks.
I'm very high. I'm high on Davis Mills. I am.
That's wild.
I
hope.
I don't think you're wrong for that, but he's not.
He's got a lot of neck.
It would be amazing if you It would be amazing if you won the league this year, starting Davis Mills and Cordell Patterson.
Well, we all know Cordell Patterson is the best player in football. All right, the fantasy wise.
Okay. If you win the league with Davis Mills, I'll trade away all my big players and I'll just completely rethink fantasy football.
Dwayne, I will give you all of my best players just so you win the league.
Listen, then after that trade, legitimately minutes later, a trade comes across my desk as the commissioner, and it's King receiving Chase Edmonds, Jalen Hurts, a 2023 first and second round pick for Lamar Jackson and Miles Sanders. So this is like a trade. Like this is why I wanted to go through all the trades. Do you guys notice all of those names are like well, not all of them. A lot of those names were involved in previous trades and future trades.
Yeah,
Lamar Jackson
because of one man.
Lamar Jackson and Miles Sanders were both people that were flipped. Did he get both of those from those? They were both on your team at one point.
Yes, and now they're both on Gabe's.
Yes, they are.
And who did he get in exchange?
Who did Gabe give up?
Yeah. I gave up Jalen Hurts, Chase Edmonds, a first and a second for Miles Sanders and Lamar Jackson.
You know what? That's not bad because you've got a much more guaranteed future with Lamar Jackson than you do with Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you got Miles Sanders too?
Yep.
Oh, solid.
For Chase Edmonds.
Injury prone, but yeah, solid.
Yep.
Yeah. Chase Edmonds, I mean, dude, as long as Conner's there, he's never going to be the number one guy. John Connor.
Chase Edmonds is in Miami now.
Oh, you're right.
Miles Sanders is also gonna disappoint you. I promise you. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
They'll have great games though.
They did not give me the yield that I wanted from them last year. That's why I moved off from them. You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
You know,
Miles Sanders is very streaky, but if I compare him with other potential players, that I'm not going to say.
And then now, 5 hours ago, another trade came through, and this one is also slightly a head scratcher to me. I think as I'm reviewing it now, because as soon as I have to really make an argument on a microphone for it, I think I start to see maybe this is what you were thinking, maybe that's what you were thinking. But Dwayne made another trade with King, so King's involved in almost every single trade that's happened.
Oh my God!
I did not get this trade at all. Dwayne,
is King gave Dwayne Chase Edmonds and a second round pick. So that's what you received was Chase Edmonds and a second round pick for this upcoming draft in exchange for A.J. Dillon, a much better running back, and a second round pick in the 2024 draft. So you did this just because you? A.J. Dillon. I mean, who at this table would rather have Chase Edmonds starting for them than A.J. Dillon? You would rather have him, or you did?
Wait,
it
so
just
Chase? Hold on, let's back up here. Chase Edmonds, he's in Miami. Who else is in that backfield?
It's Salvin Ahmed,
Raheem Mostert.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Ooh, okay. So here's my thought process. Raheem Mostert is not as good as I'm blank on his name. Who's the starting running back for the Packers?
A.J. Dillon.
No, not A.J. Dillon.
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones, right. He also more injury prone. So Chase Edmonds, I think, is going to get more playing time and therefore could get more points.
Chase Edmonds, hugely injury prone. Like, for the Cardinals, miss multiple games every year.
Even because he was always the number 2 there, which is crazy.
Yeah, but he's 5'9", 200
pounds. They also have Sony Michel. Myles Gaskin. Myles Gaskin's still a monster.
Myles Gaskin is
coming
off an injury.
Very crowded backfield.
Yeah, he's never going to play. Fuck.
Plus, I mean,
Chase Edmonds is going to be – Chase Edmonds is their number 1 in this backfield. And then A.J. Dillon splits with Aaron Jones.
No, he is. Chase Edmonds is their number 1. But,
I
mean,
how can he be
they're going to throw the football in Miami.
Yeah, okay. You're going to throw that football. You throw it to Myles Gaskin or Raheem Mostert. You're going to run the ball. You go to Raheem Mostert. You go short yardage. You go to Sony Michel. Where does Chase Edmonds fit in?
No, Sony Michel is not getting playing time over Chase Edmonds. Chase Edmonds is way better.
Chase Edmonds is a great receiving back. But regardless, I mean, they hired the 49ers old offensive coordinator there. They're going to use Tyreek Hill a lot in the backfield, I assume. Same with Jalen Waddle. Like, I don't know.
I
have
Jalen Waddle.
I love Jalen.
Touches wise, very scattered. I mean, look, you got Mike Gesicki, you got Tyreek Hill. Yeah, I mean, there's not enough touches to go around.
So I have Jalen Waddle, who is obviously gonna give me things. So Chase Edmonds could.
If I give you a second round pick, can I get Jalen Waddle?
A second.
I'll give you a first for Jalen Waddle.
Oh, well, God, fellas, right here on the you know what I'm saying?
What is Waddle on the table?
Hit me in the trades. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I got you.
I mean, I'll put him on the trading block right now. You know what I'm saying? Who wants to talk to you, boy? You know,
King's gonna swipe in with all of
Well,
Dwayne's
you know
former
he's gonna,
picks.
he's not watching at this moment, but somehow he's gonna be like, I heard you was talking about releasing Jalen Waddle.
Hey, man, there's something going on in Florida. They just want to entertain people.
Yeah.
I mean, do they really want to win?
Yeah.
Yes.
I like their spread. Mike McLaughlin's going to bring a spread, right? So that means
they
Jay
used to do
Steadman's going to
neither.
have a lot of.
They used to do neither. They used to not entertain or win. So I think they're just trying to do something.
Yeah.
all the Floridian teams. That's all, that was all the trades. It's like super eventful. I wonder if it's going to continue through the season, and that's just how this league is now, or if it was a lot of preseason trading.
I think this was good to get because I think a lot of people would have sat on players and picks and not really tried to have discussions and stuff like that. We obviously nothing was going on with the league, and then you draft and a couple second round players and you just kind of go. I think it made it fun, makes it interesting. You know what I'm saying? And adds a little more.
And then next year I want to get it. I want to get it the way it is in the other league that I play with King in. Is the moment that that Monday morning after the NFL draft is over.
Yeah.
Literally that morning the draft starts.
There you go.
So now that we've done one season, I think that's the goal for next season to do that. I guess instead of talking about the whole NFL or anything, we should go through and just talk about our teams to wrap this up. And wrap it up. I mean, we still have time. Not that we need to do it quickly or anything, but talk about our teams and what we're excited for, what we're feeling, anything like that. If you have a hot take or anything, we'll start with Lucas.
Right before that, before we get into our teams, I got a wild theory about what's happening in Miami. Why are they going after all these weapons? You know why? Because Brady's going there next season. They're setting it up so that, look, Tua, here you go. You have all the weapons in the fucking world. Do something with it. Oh, you can't? Oh, it's okay because Brady's going to be a part owner and he's going to play his last season. Boom.
Yeah, finish out his contract, but he's got to finish out his contract with the Bucks, and that's a very.
Got to finish shit out. They're gonna man.
This was the last year with the Bucks, right?
It is,
wasn't it? I think he only signed a 2 year.
Oh, he signed a 2 year. You're right. Okay, so it makes sense. I mean, remember because we all heard that rumor.
Yeah.
In the off season,
it would be badass if he just went back to New England and they just like he released it by just releasing like he's putting the Pats jersey back on. It's like, I'm coming home.
Nah, he would definitely.
Backs up Mac Jones.
Mac Jones is too good. Yeah.
I know this. I just say it would be if
Mac Jones gets traded away. Mac Jones goes on the trader block. You know what I'm saying? Somebody will get him, snag him up.
No, do you think? Okay, before we talk about our teams, do you think Brady is this is a fun time to do this prediction?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Brady is going to play after this coming season?
Yes.
Yeah, I think this. I think him coming back ruined his marriage, and so he ain't got nothing else to do. I honestly think that.
How do you feel about the Giants, Lucas?
First, I think if Brady wins a Super Bowl, which he can, it's unlikely, but he can, he'll retire then there. How do I feel about the Giants? Yeah, I don't want to say I'm excited, but I'm cautiously optimistic because there's like a sense that they're finally willing to like at least try to win. Like before, like they were trying to lose. And I know it didn't seem like that in the beginning, but they really were. And then it became so obvious when you fucking kneeled 2 plays in a row to get punting position. But they actually want to win. They're playing KT's music on the speakers, man.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Like, they're not saying, like, oh, social media is a distraction. This guy's a distraction. Like, hey, we're embracing our guy. He likes to rap. What if you were on the Giants and, you're still doing comedy, you're posting clips?
That would be a wild line.
Hey,
like
man,
one of our clips comes on.
What do you want the Giants like resharing your clip, like reposting that shit?
This is
Man, no, because Terrell Basham on the Cowboys did stand up and
he did?
yeah, and he is Awful, all right, and they roasted the shit out of him. They tried to make him impersonate DeMarcus Lawrence in front of the team. He couldn't do it. Like, no, it was like that would be
especially because that's also you're going off a lot of other people's interpretation of comedy. Like you know when the non-comic is like just like that, like do because they think you're a comic, you can
and
just do.
they football, so they're gonna be like, hey man, why don't you do that thing? About this person specifically. You know what I'm saying?
Do one of your little bits.
Yeah.
Do one of your little
roast everybody right now.
Roast everybody.
Yeah. Do a comedy sketch in front of the whole troop. You know what I'm saying?
You the comedian, right? You the comedian. Said like,
so you're excited, Lucas? Do you have any? Do you have any bold predictions? Do you have any against the grain thoughts?
All right, against the grain thoughts. Kenny Galladay is going to bounce back. I'm not saying he's going to be 1,000-yard receiver, but I think he's going to be productive. And KT, man,
that catch is pretty fucking nice, though. The highlight they're showing everybody. I'm not looking forward to watching him.
I'm optimistic about the Giants. I'm excited about KT.
Yeah.
I
mean, you shouldn't be excited because he torched the Cowboys last time.
All right, we don't. Come on, dude. Remember when? Remember we took
with
off
the backup quarterback.
Remember we took off? Yeah. You know why you had a backup quarterback? Because we took off Daniel Jones' fucking head.
Yeah, it's illegal play. All right, y'all should have got it illegal. And you stepped on Saquon's ankle, man. It was a straight mugging.
That was, to be honest with you, that I remember. I felt sad during that game because I was like, I wanted to beat you guys with everyone in, so I could be like, I couldn't. I mean, if we go back and watch the episode we did after that game, I literally am like, well, I can't really gloat because we like literally took off Daniel Jones's head and ripped Saquon's ankle off.
It's tough, man. I yelled at my mother. I remember she came to visit. I yelled at her. You know what I mean? She wanted to change my son's diaper, and I literally threw the diaper at her. I was like, take it. Man. I was angry.
We beat ourselves that game, man.
Yeah. Because by then we had lost Rodarius Williams, who was like the 5th player that day we had lost. Like it was ridiculous.
It was bad.
So Gabe and the Cardinals. I mean, are you only going to be pessimistic here?
Y'all got Hard Knocks in season, so I mean, I'm telling you, it's going to be.
We also have the hardest strength of schedule this year. So what's there to be optimistic about in Arizona? It's hot. Doug Ducey's still governor. Kyler Murray signed a new contract. The most optimistic you can be is about the Phoenix Suns, and they're just running it back. Kevin Durant, 2023.
That's his review of the Arizona Cardinals. For the do you truly not believe that they're like? Do you believe
we're definitely not a playoff team?
You were the first team to get 10 wins last year.
You guys seemed like the favorites at one point.
And then we all remember what happened. We lost every other game for the remainder of the season except against the Bears.
Semantics, you know what I'm saying?
Semantics. Okay, you guys sucked ass. Yeah.
Offense. All right.
11-6. I would kill for 11-6.
As the Cardinals lose games this year, we're gonna have Gabe, because remember Gabe was like limping into the podcast like towards the end of the season, right? I believe I'm saying this with him. and he was our stats guy. He was off to the side. He had his own camera that we barely even turned on, and now he's on main show. And I feel like he's gonna have like that even matters, but I feel like he's gonna have like tilted meltdowns when
we brought him on at the perfect time.
Because, I'm moving up in this world. The Cardinals moving down. So.
Yeah, like I feel because I feel like when he was our stats guy, I feel like he didn't. Like we would ask him questions and he would try not to talk too much. Right. And now that it's just or now that we were just 4 co-hosts all together, I feel like he is going to really just educate us on why
success is tough, man.
On why Arizona sucks.
You tasted that sweet nectar. You know what I mean?
The sweet nectar of dog shit. We've won nothing. We're a pathetic franchise.
Okay, offensively, do you think you progressed or regressed?
Regress, because we're losing DeAndre Hopkins for the first 6 games.
Oh yeah, steroids. That's
okay,
right.
But
I forgot about that.
Let's say at full strength.
I did forget
do you
about
like
that too.
This season's offense or last season's? At full strength.
At full strength, I'll take this season's, but it's also but we're still missing our best player for 6 games again, and that's when we sucked.
Don't worry about it. K1, man. K1 is here, all right?
K1 gonna go hang out at ASU instead of studying.
Who's gonna be your number 2 running back?
Our number 2 running back, me.
Hey, you can probably get out there. You know,
hell yeah,
you're pretty fast, bro. You can get out there. You know, get a couple yards.
Short Jew in the NFL.
What do you think about the Giants, Dwayne?
Me, also definitely, I'd say cautiously optimistic too. I think everybody in the Giants fan base doesn't want to get too hype about the new regime because we've like done this 3-4 times now, over and over. So we don't want to be like he's good. I mean, I like Dable. I think he connects with the players very well. I want to believe in Daniel Jones. I do want to believe in him. And I think that he has all of the he has every chance in the world this season to actually do something well. I think he was not being given a fair shot last season with Jason Garrett calling his plays and then Joe Judge calling his plays and then Freddie Kitchen calling his plays, and that's just in one season. You know what I mean?
I can't believe Kenny was right when he warned us about Jason Garrett. Like, look, man, you guys.
We were like, oh, don't worry about it. He'll adapt. Yeah. That's what we said.
Hey, man, I heard he's really gonna play action.
Yeah, look what happened with Zeke, and he was like,
yeah, he's really good at play action. He does it on second down every time.
Oh my God,
when he has the best offensive line in the league, we have the worst or just.
Man, we went and saw it in person. We went and saw Jason Garrett. He was still on when they played the Chargers.
Oh yeah, right? I think it was right before he got fired.
Yeah, he hadn't been fired by then.
You guys literally saw him on the field getting his last check.
Yeah, yeah, it was bad, dude. It was really bad. But I mean, bold prediction though. I definitely Kadarius Toney. I think he'll lead our team in receptions, receiving yards. He'll be our number 1 receiver by the end of the season. And I like Kayvon Thibodeau, man. Defensive Rookie of the Year, bro. Yeah.
Defensive. Wow. Okay.
D-Roy, yeah. Baby. Defensive Rookie of the Year. I like this kid, man. He's got twitch. And,
I like that guy.
And I wanted him, before. I remember wanting him before the draft, and to get to that we actually got him. I'm excited. For Kayvon.
I listened to Chris Sims, and he basically downplayed him. Said he's not even the 7th best DN. And I'm just like, oh fuck, really? Is he really that overhyped?
It's the jersey itself. It's something about the Giants specifically. Nobody wants to have optimism for our team.
I wonder why.
This was before. This was pre-draft.
Head scratcher. Optimism for the Giants.
Yeah, but you should be optimistic because your team won 11 games. You know what I mean? And so it's where it's we can't even we can't get anybody to
I'll trade with you. At least give me certainty of sucking instead of just
if only we
roller coaster of Arizona.
That's ridiculous.
If only we had IDPs,
How about them Cowboys?
All right. My favorite thing so far this year about the Cowboys is I haven't heard as much Super Bowl talk. Jerry did come out and say that he does think we have the right team. Or the right coaching staff for the Super Bowl. But it's usually all over the place. It's all Super Bowl. It's all the Cowboys are going to be so great this year.
Yeah, and y'all got humbled.
And I think that I think that finally people are real. It only took 25 years.
Yeah.
But they're realizing maybe they're not we're not going into this with a high level of confidence, which I never am. I'm a Cowboys fan. You could go back to the tape of last year of me being realistic and me actually being man, this is the thing I hate the most.
Last year it was bubbling under the surface. Every Cowboys fan had this hey man, we're cool. You know what I mean? When y'all were winning games. First of all, you lost the first game and we're still going to the Super Bowl because
it's still okay. By the end of the season though, it made sense still. Yeah. We were a good team. We won the fucking division. Everything's okay, you guys. Come on.
You were a good team until Dak decided to scramble with 10 seconds left. Oh my God.
He blamed the ref that he stood in front of. Did you see? He boxed
okay.
the ref.
Why are we? Why are we?
Yeah. Okay, this is Cowboys related. Did you guys see a clip came out? I think it was Tony Romo was talking about how he was negotiating with Jerry Jones and the coach at the time. Who was it?
Probably Wade Phillips.
No, it was another guy.
It was
Bill Parcells.
Bill Parcells, yeah.
They locked him in the room.
Dude, they sat this close to him. They were like, "Hey man, what's up? So you want 12 million this year? You want 12 million? Okay, dude, that must
they
be
tried
so
to bully him, and they said that Jerry Jones said that's what made him because I guess Tony Romo didn't buckle. And then that's what made Jerry Jones go, this is my guy. And then they gave him the big contract or something like that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. It's like an ultimate little test.
Hey, let me get right up under. You sure you want this contract? That was, yeah.
But as far as this season goes, I think that's what's benefiting what's benefiting the Cowboys as far as the hype train goes is that they lost Amari Cooper. So everybody is just the team is worse. The team is worse than it was before, so it's hard. It's now hard to be no, they're going to come back even better and even stronger. I think there's more questions. and I think that's better for the team.
Y'all didn't like Amari Cooper though last year. The Cowboys fans were
last
not
year
high.
they didn't. But the season before, like right after the trade, they were like, "Oh, dude, we're stoked." Like,
when he came in,
touchdowns like every other game.
The big question mark is this receiving core going to even like people are like doubting if CeeDee Lamb's even like capable of being.
But you drafted that kid Jalen Tolbert, who's pretty legit. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I'm not worried personally. Right. I'm not worried. The Cowboys are going to be. I'm different from Gabe. I would take the puncher's chance every single year. Because that's all. Dude, look at how many teams won the Super Bowl, and you didn't think of that team as a. What's so funny?
They were both the Giants. That's it.
Oh well. No, I just remember what you remember what Amari Cooper said. I mean, this is not publicly. This is like after he got traded.
The
Black Kirk Cousins.
He said that. He said, and I'm not getting vaccinated. So you know what I mean. And,
Damn. Okay.
But Zeke or Tony Pollard? That's a good question. Who do you think should start?
Zeke.
Who's the number one?
Zeke's knee was hurt last year. It's his job to lose. If he was running the way he ran last year while being hurt, and Tony Pollard is running the way he ran in his best plays, then of course I want Tony Pollard in there. But this is still Zeke's team, and I think Zeke will be fine. Will he be the rushing leader at the end of the season? I don't think so, but I still think he'll be like the workhorse back and get the job done. I think the Cowboys win the division and make the playoffs, and that's. Every year, that's I want the Super Bowl, but
it's right there. It's bubbling under the surface.
We're gonna win the division.
We're gonna win the division. There's no big deal.
Yeah, I mean that's what I think's gonna happen. That's just what I think's gonna happen. A real prediction. I mean, and it's not. I don't think that it's a crazy thing to say. I think the Cowboys are gonna win their division. I don't. It's not a strong division.
But people want to believe in Philly. I mean, it's tough to. They got a lot of talent all around, but yeah, Jalen Hurts is a big question mark for me.
To be honest with you, all three of the other teams suck at this point and need to prove themselves otherwise. That's what as far as
new coach.
Of course,
I'm saying like a little coach. You know what I mean? Could have some young jokers playing at the camp. You know what I mean? Never know, man. He torched y'all by himself.
I like how the Cowboys fans
put a jug machine out there. Just
I like how Cowboys fans get known for being delusional, and we sit here with two Giants fans.
They're insane. They're like 9/11 didn't happen. That's the level of delusion.
Anything, first of all, anything can happen. All right, you saw that 2007. It was a dark day. All right, nothing was going our way. You know what I mean? Tom Brady just drove. Eli needed one throw that he literally closed his eyes. All right, and made miracles happen. How am I not supposed to believe that? Stars are in the sky. You know what I'm saying? I saw Jesus on a football field once in my life. All right.
The thing is, when team expectations are this low, that's when teams come out of nowhere and do damage.
You know what I'm saying?
It might not be the Giants, but hey, there is a team out there that has very low expectations right now. Like maybe like the Titans.
Of course, I would say
the
Bengals of last year.
Yeah,
something like that. I get that, but you have to. The Bengals had to go out there and prove it and do it. That's all. That's what I'm saying.
You know what? Bold prediction. You know what? We win in the division now. All right, that's how it is. Daniel Jones.
You know what?
Top 5 quarterback this year. All right,
and that's it.
I'm telling you.
That's it. That's how we end it.
That's how we end it, man. MVP. I can't do MVP on the. You know what I mean? Like, that's Daniel Jones, baby.
You're trying to do like half YMCA.
Yeah, I tried to YMCA. I couldn't.
We're right at the end of our time on the camera, so we're ending it right here because I'm not turning this back on just to hear you guys talk positively about the Giants. Thank you for listening. We're back, motherfuckers. We'll be back in a couple weeks, and we'll be here all season. Later.
Boom.